Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something really quite awesome, and that is this fancy drop-down staircase system. Now for anyone who has been around my channel for a while, you will know that I love all kinds of hidden staircases, and this one that I've got for you today is a bit of a peach. With stairs coming from the floor and the ceiling, it creates a really dramatic looking mechanism that I'm sure is going to impress all of your friends. If we give this a quick tester, all we have to do is hit this button right here, and as you can see, the stairs pop up from the floor and also drop down from the ceiling, giving us a nice walkway up to the top, so we can head on inside, pick up our boats and hose, and have a fantastic time. Then once we're done, all you have to do is head back down, hit this button once again, and as you can see, these stairs are retracted away, making it flush with the floor and also flush with the ceiling. Of course, if you did want to close all of this from up above, all you'd have to do is chuck down a button and link it up to the system. Because all of this is T flip-flop based, that would work perfectly, and you'd have yourself a very nice hidden staircase system. In terms of the redstone behind this thing, we have got two separate circuits. The bottom circuit, which is a little bit more complicated and also a little bit bigger, and that is because we are dealing with first block retraction and also the double piston extender. And then the top circuit, which is just a tiny bit simpler, but a little bit more prone to breaking. And I'll get onto that in the tutorial. As you can see, they are both connected up using this line of redstone. Just for anyone that's wondering, that line of redstone can go absolutely anywhere. You don't have to place it there because otherwise, that's going to be looking fairly ugly, isn't it? Now for anyone that doesn't fancy building this, there is a world download down in the description for anyone that wants to check that out. But for those of you who do want to build it, how about we crack on with that tutorial? Because this build is completely symmetrical on both sides, I'm going to show you how to build one side, and then in theory you should be able to build the other side just fine. If you do need a little bit of help on that, then of course the world download is in the description if you do want to check it out. But anyway, the first things first, you want to get things started with a 4x5 area. What you want to do is place two blocks up like this, a sticky piston facing upwards with your stairs on top, then take out those blocks. Place another block down at the bottom here, two sticky pistons facing upwards with your stairs on top. That is going to make up your double piston extender, so you can remove that temporary block. Now you want to place a block here with redstone dust on the top. This is going to be your input, so I'm going to chuck down a button. Then you want to place a sticky piston facing upwards with a block on top, a block here with a repeater running out of that one. That is going to be going straight into your sticky piston with a redstone block on its face. Now that, for those of you who are familiar, is known as a T flip-flop, and that is what is going to be powering the circuit. Next, you want to head over to your redstone power block, place a block out like this with a repeater set to 4 ticks. That is going to be running into a half slab with redstone dust, and that is going to be running straight into this block here. And as you can see, both of these pistons will extend. Then you want to head over to this side, place a block over here with redstone dust on the top of it like that. 2 blocks up like this with a half slab there, and redstone dust on top of that, running straight into this block with a redstone torch on the side, and that is going to be powering this top piston right here. Then finally you want to place a sticky piston facing upwards with a block on top to create a monostable circuit. 2 blocks like this, a repeater set to 4 ticks, a repeater set to 1 tick. That is going to be running straight into a block with another block here, redstone dust and a repeater, and that is all of the redstone circuitry done. Finally, all there's left to do right now is to place all of the blocks around your stairs. You will see that the final piston extends, and you should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. And of course, if you want to fill in the rest of the area like I've done over here, then you can go straight ahead. Now one thing that I do just quickly want to say is that if you are building this staircase to be only 1 block wide and not 2 blocks wide like the one that you can see over here, then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to place another block out like this with redstone dust on top. Basically, you want to make sure that this redstone dust doesn't actually power this block, it only runs into this piston right here, otherwise the system won't work. If you give it a test, as you can see when we hit this button, when it is just a dot of redstone, you'll see that we don't get the full retraction, and that isn't particularly good. So what you need to do is make it so that it's a line running across like that, and then it will be working both ways. We've got the extension and also the retraction. Moving on to the top section, we are now going to be doing the top layer of the circuit. As you can see here, I have constructed the exact same area, just 3 blocks above the floor. So we've got 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then we have got the roof level. And the first thing you want to do is, in line with this first piston here, you want to take out that block, and that block. So those are the 3 blocks that we're going to be removing, and then you want to place sticky pistons in a 2x2 area like this with some sticky pistons facing downwards, and then a sticky piston facing across and a sticky piston facing downwards right there. Now on the inside of these pistons, you want to place blocks that are exactly the same as your roof blocks. Well, they can be whatever blocks you like, but I prefer them to be camouflaged on the inside of the roof. And then you want to place blocks up at the top like this with redstone dust on top of those, and you want to place blocks all the way across all of these pistons with repeaters set to 4 ticks. All of them set to 4 ticks, and they are going to be running into blocks just like that, with blocks running down and one down like that, and redstone dust on top of all of those. Then you want to head over here, place a block up like this, and redstone dust at the end there. And that is all of the top circuitry done. So if you grab yourself a stone button, it has to be a stone button, and I'll get onto that in a little bit. If you grab yourself a stone button and give it a press, you will see that all of that is working absolutely fine. They spit out the blocks, and then when we press it again, they actually pick up the blocks so that you get yourself an opening. Now, the reason that I mentioned earlier on that this part was the part that was prone to breaking is because if you have a pulse that is slightly shorter than a stone button, then it's not going to work. And if you have a pulse that is longer than a stone button, then it also isn't going to work. So for example, if you use a wooden button, this won't work properly. They won't spit out the blocks. They will just push them down, pick them back up, and then move back on, which isn't very good. But if you use a shorter pulse than a stone button, then those pistons there won't actually fire, and that means that the whole system is broken. So for example, if on your button press down here, you have actually used a piston to activate all of this redstone, you are going to need to set all of your repeaters up here to 6 ticks in total. So that is 4 ticks there and 2 ticks on this one. Basically, what I would suggest doing is building it. If it doesn't work, have a mess about with the repeaters and see what you can achieve. Now that is pretty much everything done. All we have to do is first off, chuck down a set of stairs underneath this piston here. So in the gap next to this piston, you just want to chuck down a pair of stairs. And now we have to hook both of these up. Now I'm going to do this very easily using a glowstone redstone tower, but you can do it however you like. So you just want to go up like this. It's not going to look particularly pretty, but you could hide this away in a wall somewhere or wherever you've got. So I'm going to go up like that, and then I want to place redstone in between all of these glowstone. If you haven't seen one of these before, it's exactly the same as doing it with half slabs. They're just a little bit easier to place. But anyway, you just want to place a block like this and a repeater right there, and we should see that everything is now in working order. So if we hit this button, we will see that our stairs extend, and we also get a little bit of extension. Now, the reason that this has done this is because we have got them toggled incorrectly. So what you want to do is pick up these blocks here and replace them back just like that, and now everything will be in working order. So if you hit the button once again, you can see that everything gets retracted and is flush with the ceiling, and if we hit the button here, you will see that now everything gets pushed out and we have ourselves a working and operational staircase, which is absolutely perfect. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.